Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? Kevin here coming at you with another video. This is a friend of mine's F-150 and he's having some issues with it. He said that when he hits the throttle, every time he hits the throttle, the truck goes, but it won't climb over about 25-30 miles an hour. Sometimes it gets up to 35. He says that it stalls out, and then he goes, it starts up right away, no problem, no issues there with the starting. He said check engine light came on and there's just no power. So we're going to take a look today and see what we can find with this truck. It is a 2001 Ford F-150. Okay, so I already drove the truck. I actually drove it here from where he parked up the street, and it literally wouldn't climb over 30. It was running fine. It idles beautiful. There was no issue with the idling. It literally just has no power. It will not climb over that. So what I did was I got a piece of paper and a pen, trusty pen, make sure it writes. We're going to see what we got for codes. We're going to write the codes down and see what we got. If we have, I don't know how many we have, or if we have just one, whatever the case may be. So I got my Blue Point Microscan 3. This thing is awesome. I love this little machine. It is not a $5,000 unit. It is about 400 bucks, brand new, and off the Snap-on truck. And it is good for doing codes and all that happy stuff. So, and clearing codes and finding out what's going on. It does freeze frame data and all that. So you can see you got your menu. It does OBD1 too. I got the kit to do that because that's why I needed this, because I deal with older trucks. So let's see what we got here. Communicating. Trouble code. Oh, we got 3. Okay, so what do we got? We have System to Lean Bank 1, System to Lean Bank 2, and here's the key right here. Fuel rail pressure sensor circuit. Oh, let's see here. Hold on. All right, range performance. Okay, yep. So we have some stuff here. Okay, all right. So let's see. All right, we got that. Let's go back. Fuel rail pressure sensor. Okay, so basically what this is saying, it's running lean. What does lean mean? What does bank 1, bank 2 mean? These are really good questions. So lean means it's getting more air than fuel. If it was rich, it would be getting more fuel than air. So that means it's low fuel right there on bank 1, bank 2. What is a bank? First off, let's find out what motor we have. Okay, I don't even know what motor this thing has in it. Okay, so the motor we have in this vehicle right here, it'd be right here, 4.6 liter V8. Okay, and how can you tell bank 1 from bank 2? Well, if you're looking at any engine, any V8, V6, anything that's in a V configuration, you will note that the cylinder head on one side is pushed back and the other one is pushed forward. That's because the pistons are offset. They can't be on the same journal, so they have one forward, one backwards. So the one that is closest to you is bank 1. Typically, it also has the number 1 spark plug in it. So we got bank 1 and bank 2. The word bank is basically saying cylinder head number 1, cylinder head number 2. Okay, just like when you go and look up O2 sensors, it'll say bank 1, sensor 2. That would be cylinder head number 1 with the what you call sensor number 2 would be, you have the top one and then you have a bottom one on each side of the catalytic converters. This one happens to be at the bottom, but we're not doing that. I'm just using it as an example. So bank 1, bank 2, and also notice right off the bat I have a correct alternator right here, so I got to let him know about that correct alternator. He's going to need one of those pretty quick. Anyway, all right, so that's not what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with fuel pressure. So there's a fuel pressure rail right here, and you can see your injectors are all on this rail. They are connected. So on the back of this motor, there's a tube that goes around to this rail, okay? And typically there is what they call a Schrader valve somewhere on the fuel. Here's the fuel pressure sensor right here. That's telling you that the fuel pressure rail pressure is low, okay? So this sensor is throwing the check engine light and say, hey, I don't have enough fuel pressure in here to feed all my injectors. They're going to get hungry. Okay, so that's the sensor that does that. And then there is no Schrader valve on this engine. which is common. Some of them do, some of them don't. But what we can do is we can run a tap. All right, so come in and we grab this drawer right here. Has my fuel pressure regulator in, fuel pressure sensor, which is all tied up in that little hose. Here we go. Move that up there. Got that. Put this all back in here. My toolbox is literally overstuffed. I need a bigger one. Okay. And a fuel pressure tap. Okay, so this is a fuel pressure tap for a Ford. What this is it allows me to unplug one fuel hose and stick it into here, and stick the other side into here, and then it gives me a Schrader valve, which is, I'm doing this one-handed, guys, so I apologize for that. Right here, looks like a tire pump. It's called a Schrader valve, and I can plug my gauge into that. I can plug this end into there, and I'll be able to take a reading, which is pretty cool. But we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to take a look. We're going to go further here. So, step one in any diagnostics is writing down your trouble codes, even if you know what they are. All right, this has a record. All right, so I'm going to write these all down. I'll be right back. Okay, so I wrote down everything. I'm not going to clear the codes at this point. Not until we go any further with this. So, I drove the truck. I didn't notice any. I heard the fuel pump. The fuel pump sounded good. It wasn't loud, and the truck was consistent. It did drive perfectly fine. So the first step, what I'm going to do before I drop that fuel tank down and replace the pump, and I'm going to give you guys a second, what will be next? What will be a common problem? If you had guessed a fuel filter being clogged, that would be a good indication. A clogged fuel filter could in fact give you system 1, bank 2 lean, and fuel pressure rail not getting enough pressure. Now, if the truck was completely dying and you were having a hard time starting it, and the pump was loud, or you didn't hear it at all, then your fuel pump would most likely be the culprit. But because of the way this truck is performing, which it actually is performing, it's just not doing a great job with it. So what I would do at this point first, I'm going to go ahead and replace the fuel filter. So I'm going to run up to the auto parts store and get a fuel filter. And I'm going to try that first. That'll be my first step in the diagnostics. On these trucks right here, which I'm going to show you guys when I get the fuel filter, but it's located underneath the driver's door, right about up in here, right on the frame rail someplace. And I'll show you guys how to do that. There is a special tool you're going to need to remove the special lines. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here right now. I'm going to go get the part I need, and then when I get back, we're going to get this thing up on some ramps and go ahead and replace that fuel filter. Okay, so I'm going underneath here's the driver's side door right here. Directly under, here's your brakes right here. And come up under your frame rail, and right there is your fuel filter. So this right here is on a base. You just basically push it straight up, and you can pull it down just like that. Now there's two types of clamps. There's this style right here, which you can push in, or it takes a specialty tool, and then there's the other type of clips that pop up. Either way it's the same. And then here's your specialty tool. Now I'm not going to do this on camera. I'm just going to show you guys. This right here goes in here, and then it goes up. You pull it backwards, so you kind of push it into here, into the clip, and then I'll come out. Now this truck right here doesn't have a Schrader valve, so you can't relieve the pressure. So just make sure you have some eyeglasses on, safety glasses, and keep it away from your face, because it's going to have pressure behind it. All right. So I'll be right back. I'm going to put the new filter on. Okay. So here's the glass jar. And here is the fuel filter that we pulled out of the F-150. You can see its condition. We're going to see what kind of fuel comes out of it. Look at that, huh? That, my friends, is all the fuel. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but that's what's coming out of it. Some leaked out when I took it off. You guys get the idea. Look how bad that is. Ain't that terrible? That is what's coming out of that fuel filter. That fuel filter is literally deteriorating on the inside. It is the original, I believe, for the truck. It is a Motorcraft filter. I can see Motorcraft written on it right there, Motorcraft. And I believe this is the factory filter for that truck. It is unbelievable how long this went, since 2001. And it is actually finally clogged up. And you can see the fuel. So this is very important to change your fuel filter. I mean, change your fuel filter. Look at that, huh? They're terrible. So anyway, guys. Okay, truck is running excellent. No issues there. Throttle response. It wants to go. So the next step will be, and I still have the check engine light on, which obviously I have to clear the code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my machine, I'm going to clear the code, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I got the truck running right now. I got hooking my machine up to it. See if I can clear the codes while it's running. All right. Yeah, it's on. Right. Clear the codes. Check engine light is out. The only one's on is ABS. I don't think this thing will find out what the ABS sensor is. What the ABS light is. Let's try it though. I'm just kind of curious on that. Okay, ABS. Some of the Ford ones it won't do. System may not be supported. Well, we'll find out if it is. It's a Ford. Oh yeah, look at that. Left front wheel speed sensor input, right front wheel speed. Alright, so it's most likely something in common that they both have. So probably where they two join in. So we'll have to figure out what's going on with that. Okay. Alright, it's probably something stupid with that. Probably ground or something. Alright, so we're just going to see how it moves. Because you can feel it right off the bat. Just going to go down here. And I'm going to romp on it in a minute. Just going to turn around. Patriots Day. Happy Patriots Day, everyone. Okay. Alright. Let's see if we can get any wheel spin out of it or anything. Alright. Here we go. It definitely feels way better. Alright guys, I'm gonna go take this thing for a quick spin. I'll be back. Alright, so we're at the top of the street here. And the truck seems to be running absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna take it out and see what she can do. Take it on the highway and come up and around with it. Alright, so now we're getting on the highway. Let's see if she can go over 40. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. I'll put the window up. There we go. Oh yeah. Now she's running beautiful. Alright, cool beans. I just wanted to see what she'll do. And engine's up to temp. Everything's working good. So I would say that, my friends, is a repair. They thought it was a fuel pump. Turns out it was a clogged fuel filter. It's like a, what do you call it there? A $15 part versus a $90 part. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes, and here's the thing. When you're doing diagnostics, okay? In this case, if I did a fuel pump, I would have to do a fuel filter anyway. So always buy the cheaper part first. Yeah, I know, I'm all wearing my seatbelt. But always want to do the cheaper part first. Because most of the time, that is the problem. Now, if this truck kept dying, kept stalling out, couldn't get out of its own way, literally I couldn't drive it at all, then I would say, okay, I'm going to throw the fuel pressure gauge on it and see what the, what do you call it there, what the pump was putting out. But I was able to drive the truck. I just couldn't go past 30. So now it goes way past 30. I can go all the way up to 70 with the thing. So I'm quite happy with it. I mean, the brake light is on. I gotta go check on that, see what's going on. The ABS, I know what that is. That's two sensors, the front wheel right and the front left wheel speed sensor. So all in all, it's not too bad. So truck is fixed, and well, hopefully this helps you guys out with your diagnostics. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'm out.